Is that so? All of your children have actually been in neonatal unit?
Yeah.
Okay, how interesting.
Apart from the last one, because I managed to keep her with me,
Mm-hmm.
but because I kept insisting that I knew what I was doing, and this is my 5th child, and can you just like tell me what's going on? And then I kind of held her a bit more, even though it wasn't encouraged, but I think I was just really adamant that I didn't want to go through what I went through before. I mean, I didn't have that much information about it, but it was just the way I handled that one.
Tell me, with all of your children that ended up going to NICU, did you feel like there was any staff member that really stood out whether that was in a positive way or a negative way, and what were the reasons why they stood out?
I think most of them, from what I remember, were really, really nice, and I think the ones that supported the breastfeeding, even though they're on the tubes and everything, were the ones that stood out to me, who explained like that I could have a bit of skin to skin for a while, and how I could pump and bring the milk up to them, especially with my 2nd child. That was very important for me.
Did you feel involved with those babies' care?
Not really, no. Not with the first few. Not really, because they just do stuff to them and not really ask me before. And I think that touching them was very important for me, but I wouldn't really have known that. I knew like for my last child, but I didn't really know that as a young mum, that was important for me to hold my babies and to ask for that permission. My husband was like a bit too scared, really, and I don't think he didn't really get involved with that side until we got home. So it was just me by myself, so that was hard. And then he had the other children to look after as well, but it was just me that had to do it by myself, really. So yeah, it was difficult. I think it would have been good if they did speak to him when he'd visit and ask him to get involved, and that would have made it easier for me, because I was just focused on me and the baby. I just couldn't think of anything else. I think you are treated differently, and especially if you've got a big mouth like I have, you're treated, you're kind of like, oh my God, she speaks, or she's actually asking us that. Like, you do kind of get the looks like, how dare you, are you questioning us? But then this is my baby and this is important for me. So I think there is that, and there always will be. I mean, I found it with my daughter now, even though some things had improved, there is still that there, like, why are you asking us these questions? They're very much used to the people that stay quiet, and I know that in our community we tend not to voice what we want or ask for or ask questions, and I think that's really important for mums to know that it's okay, and you can ask, and you will, and you can like keep going on until you get the answers, and you don't have to just sit back and say, oh, it's okay. No, it's not. Because like this many years later I still get emotional about it, so it's really important. I just think it's something that you never forget, and it's still quite raw.
All these years later.
Yeah, I didn't think that I'd feel like this when I first started talking, but I think it is quite emotional. I didn't really know that I could ask, especially with the first one. I didn't even get to hold her till day 3.
It must have been hard being separated from your baby.
But I didn't even know if that was right or wrong, because that was my first experience. And I think that you should be allowed to touch them as soon as you can, not delay for that many days. But the funny thing is, I didn't even think that it was traumatic. You just get through here. And it's only when you talk about it like we are today, that brings it all back. That was a lot of pain.